Coming up on State of Events, construction begins on a new dorm development on Holloway Avenue.
And President Wong's statement on why he's stepping down next year. State of Events starts now.
Welcome to our first State of Events show this semester. I'm Kendall Hogan.
And I'm Hannah Pack. Let's get down to our top story.
In a surprise move, President of San Francisco State University Leslie Wong announced his retirement effective on July 30th, 2019. He was originally appointed to the post in 2012. During his 6-year tenure, Wong spearheaded a variety of different campaigns to improve academic and student life on campus. His administration oversaw the introduction of the new Mashouf Wellness Center and the beginning of other important building projects. Wong's time as president of the university will also be remembered for a controversy surrounding funding for the Ethnic Studies Department in 2016. Adam Day, chairman of the CSU trustees, and Chancellor Timothy White will be on the national search for Wong's successor.
Construction on a new housing development on the San Francisco State University campus has commenced. The mixed-use student housing facility will feature a retail space and a parking garage. The new building will add more than 500 bed spaces and 160 new units to the San Francisco State residential community. The development is set to be completed for the fall 2020 semester.
Also coming to our campus in fall 2020, San Francisco State will be debuting its first new academic building in 25 years. University-owned housing on Tapia and Font Streets is being demolished to make way for the new Broadcasting and Electronic Communication Arts building. This $81 million project will be equipped with a professional television newsroom, FM radio station, and an updated audio recording studio. Work on the new building is being made possible by $58 million in grants and funding from private donors and the state of California. The end vision is to showcase student-produced programs. Palo Alto resident Christine Blasey Ford testified to the Senate regarding her allegations towards Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct last week. Tensions were high last week as Dr. Christine Blasey Ford addressed her sexual allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. It was an emotional hearing where both parties addressed the issue for the first time in front of the committee.
I believed he was going to rape me. I tried to yell for help. When I did, Brett put his hand over my mouth to stop me from yelling. This is what terrified me the most and has had the most lasting impact on my life.
Kavanaugh later addressed the committee, accusing members of the Democratic Party of intentionally trying to smear his name.
The behavior of several of the Democratic members of this committee at my hearing a few weeks ago was an embarrassment.
Kavanaugh stood his ground even when questioned by the committee members.
None of these allegations are true.
Correct.
No doubt in your mind.
Zero. I'm 100% certain.
Not even a scintilla.
Not a scintilla. 100% certain, Senator.
You swear to God.
I swear to God.
Republican Senator Jeff Flake initially came out in support of Kavanaugh after Thursday's hearing. However, during the vote Friday morning, he called for a week-long FBI investigation into the allegations by Ford.
But I will only be comfortable moving on the floor until the FBI has done more investigation than they have already.
President Trump has given the FBI free rein in their investigation of the information brought before the Senate committee. They're investigating all allegations against Kavanaugh and will be taking direction from the White House. In San Francisco, I'm Kendall Hogan, State of Events. Kavanaugh was confirmed by the Senate in a close 51-48 vote this past Saturday. Hours later, he was sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts in a ceremony at the White House.
Turning to more national news, President Donald Trump used his speech in front of the United Nations General Assembly as an opportunity to validate his America First agenda. President Trump repeatedly stated throughout his speech how the United States has only improved since his presidency began. He also sent a fiery message to Iran as he encouraged other countries to join the United States and abandon the nuclear deal agreed to under the Obama administration. In one of the lighter moments of Trump's speech, world leaders chuckled as he claimed that in less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country.
It's almost time to vote again, and on November 6th, California voters will choose new officials, including positions such as governor, attorney general, and a superintendent of public instruction. Among the 12 propositions, voters will be asked to vote on allowance to fund veterans, affordable housing, and a possible change on daylight savings time. If you're not registered to vote, please visit registertovote.ca.gov. You may register to vote in person, by mail, or online 15 days before Election Day. If the voter registration deadline has passed, you can still conditionally register to vote and cast a provisional ballot in person at your county elections office at any time, up to and including Election Day. Your provisional ballot will be counted when your county elections official verifies your voter registration.
Coming up on State of Events, cracks in the Trans Bay Transit Center lead to street closures in downtown San Francisco.
And later in sports, the Giants are making changes within their front office as they say goodbye to a key figure from their World Series runs. Stay tuned. Welcome back to State of Events. We're joined by our San Francisco City reporter, Alexis Gonzalez, with an update on news from right here in the city. Alexis, we know San Francisco is facing some big issues when it comes to transportation. What closures can residents expect to see in the next coming weeks?
Thanks, Kendall. The city of San Francisco definitely has their hands full with these problems, and coming up with a solution has been a struggle. A temporary support structure will be added to the recently opened $2.2 billion transit center in San Francisco after 2 cracks were discovered on steel beams last Tuesday. Over a week has passed since the billion-dollar transit center was shut down after not 1 but 2 cracks were discovered on the east side of the building. The shutdown, which coincided with the annual Dreamforce conference, caused major traffic delays and redirected more than 30 bus lines, according to the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency. Mark Sabanet, Executive Director of the Transway Joint Powers Authority, made a public apology stating, "The safety of everyone who visits the Salesforce Tower Transit Center is our highest priority, and we will work expeditiously to address and rectify the situation." The SFMTA is optimistic that the center will once again open its doors this upcoming Friday. California state legislators and Major London Breed continue to push for the opening of controversial safe injection facilities in San Francisco. A major safe injection site opened at Glide Memorial Church in the Tenderloin District. The site that lasted 4 days was assembled by community groups and nonprofit organizations. Advocates such as Mayor London Breed believe that safe injection sites can help reduce the amount of deaths that occur every year from drug overdose. But the federal government and some community members do not agree with the mayor's vision and have threatened to stop any plans of opening a permanent site. As of now, a 3-year plan has been made for the construction of a safe injection site, but whether it will open or not is up for debate. And when it comes to homelessness, there have been big legal developments recently. On Tuesday, September 4th, the Federal Appeals Court ruled that it is legal for people to sleep on the streets of San Francisco if homeless shelters are not available. The 3-0 ruling states that people will no longer be cited for camping or laying on the streets due to a lack of shelter. Homeless advocates are positive that the ruling's outcome will make way for Proposition C, a ballot measure in San Francisco aiming to tax businesses $300 million a year for homeless programs. Both Jennifer Friedenbach from the Coalition on Homelessness and Samantha Liu, a global poverty advisor, have argued that Proposition C will help more than 4,000 people get off the streets. Back to you, Hannah.
Thanks for the San Francisco City update, Alexis. Fleet Week has come to an end here in San Francisco. Since 1981, San Francisco Fleet Week has been a yearly tradition where thousands of naval personnel, ships, and aircrafts visit the city and put on a show for local residents. Each day was packed with multiple events. Tourists and San Francisco residents were able to listen to the 32nd Street Brass Band performance. On Wednesday and Thursday, citizens were able to take a ship tour at Pier 35. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we saw the Blue Angels take flight. For those of you who missed the event this year, standard entry to the festival is free for next year, but you can purchase seats to the air show starting at $55. For more information, visit fleetweeksf.org.
October 1st marked the first anniversary of the fatal shooting at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival on the Las Vegas Strip. City officials hosted a sunrise remembrance ceremony honoring the victims. The ceremony included a release of doves over the crowd, music, and a 58-second moment of silence honoring the 58 people who lost their lives. Coming up on State of Events, Serena Williams opens up about how she feels female and male athletes are held to different standards. Find out how she's responding to harsh criticism over her recent outburst at the U.S. Open.
And just how many of our student athletes excel in the classroom as well as on the field. We've got more on this story after the break.
I saw a sleeping bear, a grizzly bear. It was sleeping behind a tree, and I saw a real coyote. Even though the planet's spinning, you can't see it spinning. Recycle things like boxes or something. And water helps the environment so everything can live. No waterfish could not live. I've been in the ocean. Or the beach, when I go to my grandma and grandpa's house, I can walk nothing would get water in our whole land. Yeah. Throwing things away and using them again. The scraps we can make up. I like the planet. My future is now. My future is now. My future is now. My future is now. My future is now.
Welcome back to State of Events. Double standards in the world of sports are seeing the spotlight recently as tennis superstar Serena Williams is speaking out over the bias towards women after an accusingly sexist remark last week.
Nike celebrated their 30-year anniversary by featuring former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick as the face of the campaign. Kaepernick started a highly publicized protest regarding police brutality against the black community during the national anthem of NFL games. People outraged by Nike's campaign are burning or destroying their Nike gear, while others are appreciating the ad. Initially, Nike's stock dropped on the Dow Index, but the company's market value has since increased by $6 billion.
San Francisco Giants general manager Bobby Evans was released after 25 years with the team. According to the Giants, Evans is being reassigned with responsibilities to be determined. The Giants ended their second straight losing season in a row with a record of 73-89. The Giants are looking to fill the vacancy and create a new blueprint for the future.
Now we welcome sports reporter Ashley Stevens to the studio. Ashley, how are the SF State Gators looking so far this season?
Thanks, guys. Our women's volleyball team has gotten off to a hot start after starting out the season 4-0. The Gators now hold a 10-7 record after back-to-back wins over Humboldt State and Sonoma State this weekend. Olivia Tabron hit .419 with a career-high 16 kills while adding 7 total blocks. Bailey Johnson recorded a .643 hitting percentage in 14 attempts with 9 kills. Jessica Haney added 12 kills and a pair of digs. Drew Morris poured in 11 kills and 11 digs for her 6th double-double of the year. Peyton Jensen led all players with 40 assists. The Gators matched their overall wins this season since 2015. The Gators head to Cal State East Bay tomorrow, looking for a rematch after they suffered a loss last week to the Eagles, with hopes of keeping their playoff contention alive. The men's soccer team has won 3 straight. Over the weekend, they handed the 9th-ranked UC San Diego Tritons their first loss of the season, and what a thriller it was. Carlos Trujillo was the star of the show as he netted a pair of goals and assisted on another men's soccer team took on the Tritons. In the first half, Clayton Stato was taken down by the Tritons goalkeeper Pedro Enciso. Enciso was issued a yellow card, which set up the penalty kick for Carlos Trujillo, which then gave the Gators the 1-0 lead. Trujillo scored his second goal of the match 7 minutes later to give the Gators the 2-0 lead. San Francisco State is now in 3rd place with 14 points, a point behind 2nd place San Bernardino. The women's soccer team went 1-1 over the weekend, defeating Cal State San Marcos by a score of 1-0. The UCSD Tritons, however, who are ranked number 1, held their spot against the Gators by a marginal victory of 1-0. The Gators were without starters Anna Williams and Tammy Kwong. Despite their best efforts without their key players, the Tritons heavily outshot the Gators 21-9. It was goalkeeper Nikki Ruki who would put forth the greatest effort as she held 7 saves on the day. And congratulations to our 73 student athletes who have been named to the All-CCA academic list for the 2017-2018 season. San Francisco State holds the 4th most members on the list of Cal State schools. This year held more scholar athletes than last year and 17 more than 2 years ago. Congratulations, Gators.
Thank you, Ashley, for that sports update. The Mashouf Wellness Center has invited virtual gaming to play a role in exercise. There will be a room designated to the virtual gaming opening up later this month. Students will be able to play games such as boxing, Fruit Ninja, and many more. Students on campus have stated it's great if you are interested in virtual gaming or would like to explore new ways of exercising. The VR Institute of Health and Exercise has partnered up with San Francisco State University as part of an experiment.
We have a new mobile application for all San Francisco State students. Built with many features, students are now able to log into their iLearn, check financial aid awards, and access their SFSU email. Stay up to date with Gator news and events around campus. And for those of you who commute, the Muni schedule is now available and bus routes to make transportation easier. The app gives you both an interior map as well as a campus map for new students. That's it for State of Events. Tune in next week for the latest news in the Bay Area and San Francisco State. I'm Kendall Hogan.
And I'm Hannah Pack. Thanks for watching.